and that's it, it's done. No liner, no waiting for it to set.
If you've ever tried making an AI ad yourself, this is probably what you got, and you can tell in about 2 seconds it is fake. And if you've ever gone the other way and paid a real creator, you know that loop as well. $60 to $150 for one UGC video, one angle, and one shot at a hook that lands. And if it flops, you pay again. So here's the third option.
I used to carry like 3 different lip balms and tints in my bag, and none of them actually did anything.
That clip you just watched costs about 30 cents, with no creator, no shoot, and nobody even filmed. And I made 4 more just like it the same afternoon. The only difference between this and the mess you watched in the beginning is one line in the prompt. In this video, I will show what that one line is and how to create realistic UGC ads with Google Flow. So let's start with the first step, the prompt structure, because that's where the whole thing gets decided. Now, most people type something like "woman holding a product talking to camera" and then wonder why the output looks like a stock advert. The version that works has 2 pieces that do different jobs, and you need both. The first is a lock block that pins down your details so they can't drift. And the second is the 6-part scene structure that tells Flow what's actually happening in the shot. Let's take the lock block first. Before you write a single scene, you nail down 5 things, and then you reuse them word for word on every clip you generate: the format, the character, the outfit, the background, and the product. And the wording inside it matters more than you'd think. You describe the product as a plastic squeeze tube rather than a lipstick, because otherwise the model turns it into a solid bullet or a glass gloss bottle. You say natural, overhead lighting, or it defaults to dramatic studio lighting, and the whole thing stops looking like a phone video. And you keep the outfit simple with no patterns and no layers, because the moment it gets complicated, the model starts reinventing her clothes halfway through the clip. The lock block is boring on purpose, and that's exactly why it works. Then on top of that sits the 6-part scene structure, and this is the exact template on my screen. The character, where you tag the person, which in my case is Simone. The outfit, stated plainly as a casual cream-coloured short-sleeve crewneck t-shirt. The background, which is inside a parked car during the daytime, with daylight through the windows and a soft grey interior. The product, a dark plum-purple tube with the word Nazo printed vertically, and you tag the product image here too, so Flow doesn't invent its own tube. Then the visual prompt, which describes the shot itself, and finally the spoken dialogue in quotes, which are the actual words she says. So that's 6 parts, and if you leave one out, the model fills that gap with whatever it wants, and the gap is almost always where it drifts. Now, I want to stay on that format line for a second, because out of all 5 lock block elements, it's the one that makes or breaks the whole thing, and almost everyone writes it wrong. Your instinct is to write something like "shot on iPhone front camera," and that's exactly what breaks it. The moment you put the word iPhone or the word camera into the prompt, the model takes it literally. So it renders an actual phone screen, or it slaps fake UI buttons over the top of your video. You end up with a video of a phone rather than a video that looks like it was shot on one. That's the clip I showed you at the start, and that's all it was. So you describe the vibe instead of the device. Vertical 9:16, single continuous unedited take, raw social media vlog style, casual talking head video with no phone, no camera, and no lens anywhere in the wording. And that phrase, single continuous unedited take, is quietly doing a second job in there, because it's what stops the model from cutting away to a glossy product shot halfway through your clip. You describe how it should feel, you let the model handle the rest, and that one line is the difference between an ad that looks real and one that looks generated. So that's the structure sorted. Now let's move on to the next step and actually go and build an ad. The first ad we're making is a testimonial. It's about a customer explaining why she switched from the lip balms she used before over to the Nazo brand. We're using Google Flow for this, so let me take you through it click by click. When you come into Google Flow, you open your project. Mine is the same one from the last video, where we built this character from scratch. So Simone is already saved in here, and I can just call her by name. That's most of the reason this stays cheap, because I'm not paying to build a new person for every ad. On the left side, you've got all media, images, videos, characters, scenes, uploads and tools, and the one we want is scenes. So click into scenes. That opens the canvas that says start creating or drop media, and this is where the whole build happens. At the bottom, you've got your prompt box, and next to the plus icon, there's a button that says Agent. Click Agent, because that's the mode that lets you build a multi-shot ad in one place instead of starting a fresh generation every time. Now we bring in our two assets. You type the @ symbol and Flow pulls up everything saved in this project. So you pick Simone for the character and the Naso tube for the product, and you'll see them lock into the prompt as little chips. With the assets tagged, you paste in the lock block and the 6-part structure we just built, and then you add the first line of dialogue. So this is the first shot of our UGC ad, the hook, and the line she's saying is, I used to carry like 3 different lip balms and tints in my bag, and none of them actually did anything. My lips were still dry by lunch, every single day. Flow confirms it started and puts it in the queue, and then this is the result.
I used to carry like 3 different lip balms and tints in my bag, and none of them actually did anything. My lips were still dry by lunch, every single day.
That's first try, no revisions, and I used that clip exactly as it came back. Now keep an ear on her voice for the next one, because something happened here I still can't fully explain. Before you write shot 2 though, there's something you need to know. The agent does not reliably remember your details between generations, so it drifts. It will quietly change her top, or the light, or the tube in her hand. So I don't lean on its memory at all. Instead, I paste the full lock block again, the same format, character, outfit, background and product, word for word, and then I add the next line of dialogue underneath. So this is the second shot of the same ad, and her line is, then I switch to Naso. It keeps my lips moisturized all day, and because it's already tinted, I get this wash of color. No need to layer anything on top.
Then I switched to Naso. It keeps my lips intensely moisturized all day long, and because it's already tinted, I get this beautiful wash of color. Absolutely no need to layer anything else on top.
Same person, same car, same top. And that's the same voice as well, which is the part I mentioned. I never prompted it. I didn't upload an audio file, and I didn't describe how she sounds. And Flow held the exact same voice across all 3 clips on its own. I genuinely don't know how it decided that. But for a testimonial, that's the whole game, because a spokesperson whose voice changes halfway through is worthless. Then, for the third and final shot, you do exactly the same thing. Lock block first, dialogue second, and this time she holds the tube up to the lens and closes with the recommendation.
I used to carry like 3 different lip balms and tints in my bag, and none of them actually did anything. My lips were still dry by lunch, every single day. Then I switched to Naso. It keeps my lips intensely moisturized all day long, and because it's already tinted, I get this beautiful wash of color. Absolutely no need to layer anything else on top. Ditch the extra tubes. Grab your Naso balm and thank me later.
So that's our first UGC ad finished. 3 clips that cut together into one continuous testimonial, with the lock block repasted on every single shot, and that's the only reason she holds together across all 3. If you want that exact blueprint, the lock block, the 6-part structure, and the format line, it's free. Comment the word UGC and I'll send it over so you can build the next 3 along with me. Now, before we batch the rest of the angles, there's one setting you want to turn on first. Once you start generating in volume, this is what stops you burning credits you didn't mean to spend. So click the settings icon at the top of the agent panel, and that opens your agent settings. The first thing in there is confirm before generating, and you want that switched on. With that on, nothing runs until you approve it, and Flow tells you exactly how many credits the generation is going to cost before it spends them. You'll see this panel come up titled Credit Spend Approval, and you just read the cost and hit approve. The reason this matters is that the agent will sometimes try to fire off more generations than you actually asked for, so this is your safety net, and I'd leave it on permanently. While you're in this panel, set your format too. The model is OmniFlash, the aspect ratio is 9:16 for vertical, and set your outputs to 1 at a time. And notice you're doing this here before you generate, rather than at export, because a lot of people get that backwards and try to fix the ratio at the end. So with the first ad done and the settings locked in, the other 3 go fast. You keep the same lock block and the same 6-part structure, and all you change is the background, the outfit, and the dialogue. The second ad is a demo. This one shows her actually applying the balm and talking through what it feels like. So in the prompt, you swap the background to a soft indoor setting, and you write the action as one fluid motion because that keeps the model from cutting mid-clip. Her line here is, "That's the whole thing. No liner, no mirror, no waiting for it to set." And this is what came back.
And that's the whole thing. No liner, no waiting for it to set. I do this in the car most mornings, and it looks the exactly same even at 6 p.m.
That's 2 down, but the third one is where these models usually fall apart because it involves hands and a box. The third ad is an unboxing. For this one, we move her into a bright bathroom. So in the lock block, the background becomes a home bathroom with warm tiled walls and natural overhead lighting, and the product becomes the full box with all 4 shades in it. One thing to notice in this prompt, I've written it as separate shots and told it to generate each clip individually, because asking for one long multi-action clip is where the hands and the product start morphing.
They sent over all 4 shades of Nazo, and honestly, I genuinely cannot pick a favorite. I was so convinced that the rose one was my favorite, but this blackberry is really stunning.
And the fourth ad is the recommendation. Different room again, a friend-to-friend tone, straight into the lens, and the same structure underneath.
Nobody tells you most lipsticks leave your lips dry with use. I faced the same problem until I switched to something that's actually a treatment underneath. Nazo.
So that's 4 ad angles from one character. Same face, same voice, 4 different rooms, and every one of them reading as a real phone video. That's the whole reason we built the character first, because you're not paying to recreate a person for every ad, you're just giving the same person a new line. Which brings us to the last step, getting them out, and the hard part is already done because you set 9:16 back in the settings. So you open the clip you want, click the download icon at the top of the preview, and it comes down as a vertical file that's ready to post straight to Reels, TikTok, or Shorts. Each clip stands on its own as a finished ad, and for the testimonial, you can either post the 3 shots as one longer video or split them into 3 separate posts. What I do is export the whole batch in one go and drop them into the scheduling queue, and that gives me a week of ad creative from one afternoon of work. So let's do the real math, because the title says under $1 each, and I want to actually show you that it's true. I'm on Google AI Pro, which is $19.99 a month for 1,000 credits, and a 10-second clip costs 15 credits. So on this plan, that works out to about 30 cents a clip, which puts every finished ad well under $1. And if you do the math on 1,000 credits, that's roughly 66 10-second ads a month before the meter runs out. 66. Here's the honest part. People skip though. That's the cost of the clips that landed, and every re-roll spends credits too, while edits cost a little more than a fresh generation. And credits don't roll over, so your real number climbs a bit depending on how many takes you need, and you should read it off your own billing screen rather than off a promise in a video. But set that against the alternative, which is 4 creator videos at $60 to $150 each, so a few $100s and a week of back and forth. This was a few dollars and an afternoon. Before you build a whole campaign on this, there are 2 things you should know. The first is that you can't upload your own voice file as a reference, so if you want one specific voice, that isn't an option yet. Flow picks the voice, and to its credit, it holds that voice consistently, but you don't get to choose it from an audio file. The second is that every clip still needs your eyes on it because these models drift on the small details, like the product text, the shade name, or the odd frame where a hand doesn't look right. So check every clip before it goes out. And disclose that the content is AI wherever your platform asks, because trust is the entire reason a UGC ad works in the first place, and it's not worth spending to save a caption. So that's the full workflow, from the lock block and the 6-part prompt, through the one format line that sells it, all the way to 4 finished ad angles from a single character for under $1 each. Comment UGC and I'll send you the whole blueprint. And here's what's coming next. We've spent this series inside the tools, building faces and building ads. So next video, we go back to the foundation and cover how to actually use Claude to run the business side of all this, start to finish, for complete beginners. If you've been watching these thinking you're not technical enough to keep up, that's the one for you, and it's linked right here.